Hello everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Woohoo! We made it through 4 days of the work week. We're almost there, and we're on to Thursday night stamping fun. Wow! Oh, yeah, deep breaths. We get there every day, right? So let's see who we've got. I know that when I was live last week, I think I had the whole technology issue thing going on with not being able to watch. Oh, there it came through. Oh, it's on my phone. Yay! Like it. Hi, Tammy. And there's Sandy already. That's awesome. Good, good, good. So, hello from Lake Elmo. It's Lori. Woohoo! And there's, oh my gosh, you guys. Yes. So, it's very odd that I do a Facebook Live class before I do the in-person class. Good evening to you too, Sandy. Hi, Faye from Virginia. So normally what I always say, hey, Mo, it's Stampin' Therapy night. Yes, if you're not line dancing, yay, yay. Hi, Marjorie. So whenever I have my in-person class for Hi, Roxanne, I tell them that they are my guinea pigs because I generally always forget something. What that something is always the $1 million question. And so, so I'm looking around and I'm thinking, what did I forget? What did I forget? Hi, Jeannie. And so you guys are gonna have to help me wing it if I forgot anything. So I have this class in person on Saturday afternoon at 1:30. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Sherry. I think I have a little bit of a house full too. I should say a hive full. I have 11. Tonight we have 37 people. But Stacy's doing a few sets of the kits, so actually it's 34. And then I have this class on Monday night with 13, which is awesome. So you guys, all 60 kits that I made are gone. I forecasted. Hi, Mary Carls. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Brenda. There's Randy. Woohoo! I forecasted. These kits got made. I started prepping for them before 4th of July, and they got kitted up. My mom did them the Friday after 4th of July, and some of you got yours in the mail already back 2 weeks ago. Hi, Donna. And so that was me being very, very efficient because I knew that I was going to be preparing for the summer creative escape. Speaking of which, Patricia, and everybody, Patricia said, although primarily I wanted to tell you that I just saw your email about signing up for the Summer Creative Escape, and I have you down for it. So yeah, so my email, hi Debbie, hi RJ. If you guys might recall, if you have been watching with me for more than a month, I had email issues the week after the week of the 4th of July. I sent an email out to one too many people, I guess, and MSN or my Outlook thought I was a spammer, and they put me on lockdown. And so, hi Julie Bierschbach. So I created a new email address in Gmail, and that got shut down. Hi, hi Nancy Charles, and that got shut down. So I created an email through my Squarespace account, which is my website is, and that one's Christine@cardsbychrisb.com. Well, the Gmail one comes into my phone. I see that, but I don't have the other one set up in my phone. And so I just checked it today because Pat Kufeleben said to me, well, did you get my email? And I'm like, no. So you guys, I'm looking over at my inbox right over here. Hi, Kathy Beck. Hi, Lisa. So if anybody has emailed me to the Christine@cardsbychrisb.com email address, and I know Anna's there, Patricia's there, Roxanne, you have, I'm looking, Linda Hodge, Deb Norman, Connie Scott, Carolee Crabb. Oh my goodness. So I literally saw that about a half hour ago, and it's making me like want to go check email, you guys, but we can't because we have a Facebook Live. So just know, oh, Jean Maxwell too. So just know, if you guys sent me an email to that email address and I didn't respond to you, it's not because I was ignoring you. It's because I didn't get my stuff together with setting. I have to have it on my phone because I see it. So, because I'm not always on my laptop, you guys, it may seem like technology is attached to my hip, but my computer isn't. So, okay, so Patricia, yes, send your check in the mail for $100. there is a form that you should fill out. Hi, Pam Newhauser. It is, if you go to the Cards by Chris B website, go to August 6th, 7th, or 8th is the Summer Creative Escape. And throughout that detail in that event, there's a link that says click here for the registration form. If you can't find it, let me know. I can email it to you. But if you could look for it first, that would be awesome. You might even find it and send it back before I'm done. And then it'll be in my inbox. So yes. So you guys, just so you know, the Summer Creative Escape is officially full. So no more signups for that. I had 50 signed up and I planned for 60, and those 10 extra spots all went between Monday and today. So woohoo! So all the kits are, my mom worked on kitting this week. So she's got all 8 cards kitted plus the 3D project. So that is a big, whew, like knowing that that was able to get done. Hi, Pat Butts. So yes, so that's exciting. Woohoo, I'm excited. Like, you know, there's always some stuff to work on, but yeah, so that's a big chunk done. Hi, Chris Duderenke. Okay, so I do have a couple things so I wanted to tell you about the emails. So you guys always know, if I don't get back to you, if you send me an email within a day or two, 3 is pushing it. I generally try to respond as fast as I can. I mean, and not instantaneous all the time. Some of you probably get instantaneous responses from me. That happens. If like the phone is in my hand when I get a message, then I try to do it right away. But so the other thing is just know the tried and true email address for me has always been chrismbertram@msn.com. That has not changed. I've had that email address since 2003 or 4 or 5. I'm never getting rid of it. So you can always catch me on that one without fail. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Cindy. And the Christine by Cards, cardsbychristine.com. I got to figure out a way to maybe filter those into my Chris M. Bertram. So yes, I got to be smarter, not harder, right? Hi, Sue Beasley from lockdown in Australia. You guys, I wish I could go like that and your lockdown would be done and life would go back to some sort of normalcy. So I know it's so crazy. Hi, Barb Calvin. So the other thing too is the DSP is still on sale. There's 9 packs of designer series paper that were originally priced $11.50 that are on sale for $9.78. I think that goes through August 2nd. The Christmas paper is part of that. Oh, now I know what I forgot. Do I ever sleep? Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys, I did go to bed at 3 a.m. this morning and I was up at 8 for work. And my mom told me I should have taken a nap. And it's like, no, I don't have time for napping. So I did get 5 hours of sleep though. A lot of people ask if when I go to sleep, if I sit there and my mind thinks about things. And no, when my head hits the pillow, I sleep. I'm such a sound sleeper. I don't wake up for anything. Yes, Lori, I'm still young. Ask me in 15 years. I do notice though, as the years go by, I could pull 3 or 4 hours of sleep and 5, and I could do that for a few days or maybe even a week, and then it would catch up with me. But now that does, you guys, it catches up with you. So Mom always tells me I need to get more sleep, and she said that my grandpa always used to say that every hour before midnight that you can get to bed, the better you will feel the next day, or the more productive you'll be the next day. So, oh yeah. So I try to go to bed before midnight. It never happens. So you guys, Kelly is also working her little tail off with her full-time job, not her hobby jobby, with her helping me. She had a ribbon, so she works for the Children's Museum in Fond du Lac, and they had a ribbon cutting ceremony for something. I can't remember. It's something. And she has been working a lot of hours helping them, and her son had gotten super sick over the week, so she didn't come or make it. Hi, Elaine. Hi, April. Hey, Hillary. So she didn't make it over the weekend to tape the Technique Thursday, and she tried to do it last night, but she crashed putting her son to sleep. She fell. Doesn't that work that way when you're putting your son to sleep or your child to sleep or your daughter that you fall asleep with? You're not late at all. We're jibber jabbering. So she, and then I meant to post you guys that she didn't get to it yet, but she's planning to tape it yet tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. And it'll be there by tomorrow, she promises. So, hi, Patty Stebbins. It's just hard working in the full-time thing and then having extra things on top. takes away from the time that you would normally have been doing all the art or stamping things. So yeah, so the same thing happened with me on Tip Tuesday, you guys. I did it live after work on Tuesday. So okay, so that's a little bit. So I don't have the card to show you from Technique Thursday because I don't think it's made yet. I mean, she's got it planned, but so what we're gonna do tonight is we are gonna do, hi Mary Hornicky, hi Arliss. You guys, it's Tidings and Trimmings Christmas in July card making class. I always do, I have now probably for 4 years done a Christmas in July card class, and I was super stoked that Stampin' Up! Came out with a suite that featured Christmas product. And so, because for my Sweet Bundle class, hi Jewel, for my Sweet Bundle class, I always like to, or I always do a Sweet and a Bundle class, and this time I got to pick the Christmas one to be in July, and I got to kill 2 birds with 1 stone because normally I did a separate Christmas in July card making class. So super excited. Yeah, thank you, Lori. I think that Kelly's son was already feeling better today, but I think it was earlier this week. And so it just, having sick family members always, it makes your time disappear even faster because you're helping them. So the Tidings and the Trimmings, hi Dan, the Tidings and the Trimmings is what we're featuring tonight. And when I said, oh, I forgot something, I forgot to grab the ribbon and I forgot to grab my DSP sampler with the pages with the DSP. So I want to grab that. But we're going to, I have some cards to share with you guys. I love to show you the love that I get throughout the week and share your creations with everybody that's watching. So I'll flip down and show you those cards. But after I'm done doing the live, I'm going to show you my mystery card. Thanks for sharing, Hillary. I just saw that you shared. Hi, Dar. So yeah, if you guys can remember to share this video, that would be awesome. And a star sender. Woohoo! I love it. Okay, so we're going to do the mystery card. I gave you guys a little clue on Monday that our mystery card is a Christmas in July card as well. And we're going to do the drawing. So Kelly was able to get me about a half hour ago. She did send me the list of people who submitted entries for the mystery card night. So we're going to draw random winners. And then I also have the cards from last week. And I have the winner of the half off Tidings and Trimmings bundle. So woohoo. Okay, lots of stuff to give away. So hi, Julie. All right, we're going to flip down. I think I have you guys. I mentioned just a bit ago that I don't know if I have everything here, so I might be doing running, but who knows. Okay, thanks for sharing, Sandy. Okay, so this card came from none other than the fabulous Shannon West. She is my DDM. So she works for Stampin' Up! And she congratulated me on reaching $300,000 in sales. Woo woo! So yay! So I've got a bunch of cards up here from Shannon, and so there's a little tag on here with a little ribbon. This is the old Dapper Denim color. I loved Dapper Denim, still love it. So that one, this one's from Brenda Wood. Does that look familiar, guys? This was the class card from June, I believe, and she used some of the new in color little gems on here, which I love. I love it. I love it. And she said that I am amazing. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. Look at this. Not only 1, but 2 happy mails from Brenda. She sent me a V card. I love it. So you make me smile, and you guys all make me smile too. Oh, look at this. So these are some of those in color dots from last catalog. So yep. So thanks, Brenda. I got 2 happy mails from Brenda. Love it. This one is from Melanie Foy, handmade with love. I love the pineapples. Melanie, we need to talk. You're coming to the Summer Creative Escape and you're looking for a hotel. And I know Nancy and Brenda and Deanna are watching and Jeannie are watching, and they had some troubles getting a hotel in Fond du Lac for that weekend. I have no idea what's going on in Fond du Lac that weekend, but just know you better get on the horn. And I know you're making travels all over the country to get here from where you live. So make sure you get that hotel if you can. So yeah. All right, here's another cool one, guys. This one is from Judy Krieger. She wrote on here, you're not on Canon camera, you're on your own camera. And so it says, smile, cheese. I love it. The little pineapple and the watermelon are adorable. This one is from Sherry Martin, and I think you're watching, Sherry. It's beautiful. I love it. You really Stella, you guys can see it. Sometimes you can't catch the Stella, but she Stellaed up this butterfly, and she's got a little butterfly in the corner, and so so you're very welcome for the card, Sherry. So that one's beautiful. And then this one is from my fearless leader, Kelly Atchison. This is called a spotlight technique. And it's, I had to like, I had to take it apart and like, look, do you guys see this? So, so how do you do this? This is a nice, awesome background stamp in the new annual catalog. She stamped, I don't know if she did it or a helper did it, but somebody did it. And you stamp the background, and then what you do is you take your circle and you die cut it, and then out of the black mat, you cut the scallop. And then you're not wasting and using extra paper. Oh, it's the EAA. No, I don't know. I mean, it very well could be. So the EAA is the Experimental Aircraft Association, and they always have an event up in Oshkosh, but it's like the week before. So unless people are just lingering and sticking around, that could be why. But so this is called a spotlight technique, and then all the person did was color the daisies with some blends. And so I made the top 10 in sales for June. So woohoo! Okay, so those are some of the loves I wanted to share with you guys. So while I go run and grab the sheet, the DSP sampler sheet, I'm gonna just show the cards here of that we're gonna be making tonight. So these are the Tidings and the Trimmings. So give me 10 seconds, guys. Okay, so here's the designer paper. There's ribbon. So hopefully the internet stayed working okay. I walked away. I've learned my internet is crazy. Hey Linda Hodge, late to the party, but you're good. We just started going. Hi Ann. Your birthday is on the 6th. That's why it's so busy. Love it, Lisa. Okay, so where are we? Tidings and Trimmings right here. So in the annual catalog of the Stampin' Up! Catalog, pages 88 and 89 feature what we're working on tonight, the Tidings of Christmas. So the Sweet Collection includes the bundle, which is the stamp set here. So there's a stamp set, and I used almost all of them. There's a set of dies right here, and I have my magnet sheet on there so that they don't all flop around. There's the paper, the designer series paper, which I have right here. So it's a 6x6 pack though. So it is at my house, not a hotel though. Oh my gosh, Julie Bierschbach, you are amazing. Okay, Melanie Foy is on our team too. She's a stamp above. And so Melanie Foy, if you're, okay, so Julie will connect. Yeah, Melanie was looking for a place to stay. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for offering. And I'm not sure if Melanie's watching right now, but we will get in touch with her. Hi, Pam. Okay, so these are the reverse sides, and it goes with Cherry Cobbler, Evening Evergreen, Misty Moonlight, Sahara Sand, and Soft Succulent. This is one of my top 2 designer series papers that is available for purchase with Stampin' Up! I love it. It is just, I love this piece right here. Okay, the other thing that is in this suite is the chevron ribbon, okay? And that is right here. So let's open this up so you can see it. It's really pretty. I used it on every card, I think. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I went through about 5 rolls of this, prepping for all of the kits for class. It's crazy. So pretty. Okay, so that's what's in the suite. And then I did pull in a couple other things to work with on these cards. And just to kind of tell you what they are now. So for you guys that have the kits, you'll see this as you open them up. So I pulled in, this is the Winter Forest, or the Evergreen Forest embossing folder that got used on this one card here. Hi, Wanda. This is the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. That is what I used on the vanilla on this piece. And then this one is the Wintry 3D embossing folder. It comes with snowflakes. And that's what I used on this card right here. So those, I used 3 other embossing folders, or 3 embossing folders with these cards. I also pulled in a different punch. I don't do this a lot, but I love when the corners are rounded. And that's what happened on this card over here. So I think that I prepped my kit. I didn't round my corners and I didn't emboss. So I will have to go grab a Big Shot, or the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because I wanted to show you how I went through the process of doing that. I hope I didn't forget anything else. Oh my goodness, I will be sad if I forgot anything else. So, oh, like if I have to run upstairs and get it. Over here, you guys, I did pull in a retired product, and there's something that's semi-current. It's this pick a punch here, pick a banner punch. That works here, but I did use the triple banner punch or banner triple punch to do this one because that one's a little bit wider. You can accomplish a banner by, hi Angela, hi Jolene. You can accomplish a banner by doing it with your scissors, and so that's why I don't feel bad using a banner punch to do that. So hi from the campground, hi Jeannie Parker. So I have 2 cards that feature the vanilla and 2 cards that feature the white, which is crazy because in this designer paper, it complements both vanilla and white. So super cool. So I believe I have all my stamps out. I have all my dies out. I think we'll start going through that. The other thing too, when we're all done, you guys, I want to show you, I have, I've got classes that I have coming up that I want to show you what we're doing tomorrow and what we're going to be doing the next few weeks. So hang tight after we're done making cards so I can show you those. Normally I do them in the beginning, but I went right into card making, you guys. I was hot to trot. So, okay. So the colors that we need for you guys doing the class with me too, we've got, hi Stacy Burns. We got Cherry Cobbler for ink. We've got Misty Moonlight. I've pulled in the Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. Hi Margaret Brady from Rhode Island. We have the Versamark pad because there is one thing that's embossed here, the Nobel. And then the insides are, they're just decorated with some stars and some stockings and some sentiments. So that's ink that we're gonna need. The other thing that I have sitting over here is I have a heat tool because that's used for the embossing here. I did bring my embossing buddy around too. So we have him. So I'm doing, you guys, I'm buying myself time here. I think that's what's happening. I'm just trying to make sure I have everything. I have a Stella pen for splattering. So, okay, but before we get started, we are gonna do a little roll call and say hi to everybody that is taking class with me tonight. So we have Sandy Wicklander, Deanna Stell, Brenda Wood, Sandy Fisher, Angela Knutson, Nancy Charles, Stacy Burns, Mary Carls, Cynthia Flaherty, Mary, I have a hard time saying it, Flaherty, Pamela Lavnin, Pat Kufel-Eben, Lisa Facing, Carmen Melendez, Ann Bellinger, Tammy Steckling, Barbara Barkow, April Drain, Brenda Lewix, and Stacy Burns is doing class again. She's doing a couple kits tonight. Ann Miller, Linda Hodge, Feline Mays, Kathy Beck, Anna Rebadu, Mo Stites, Jeannie Parker, Rose Menninger. Guys, don't be mad if I don't say your name properly. I have a hard time with names. Gloria Roslin, Pam Newhauser, Jennifer Jones, Bonnie Gravlin, Faye Godby, Judy Krieger, Rachel Horsch, and Deb Norman. Hi, Jane. So yeah, that is quite an awesome big class. I don't think I missed anybody. That's who got kits from me. So, all right, lots of people are here. So, hi, Karen Kirste. So, okay, so let's flip this down. You guys, what do we want to do? There's easy, mediocre to more tedious, I should say. So do we want to do, what do we want to do? Let's start with easy. Let's get warmed up tonight, right? So everybody that took the class with me, you did receive a PDF tutorial already, which has pictures, measurements, and instructions. So at any point, if you need to go back and look at that, you can refer to it. The video tutorial is awesome for some things that are hard to explain or if you're not certain about some things. So this is the card we're going to work on. All the stamps are photopolymer, so you're going to want to have your piercing mat handy as well. This one is, I love this card. So when I showed this to my mom, she's like, oh, let's make that for my Christmas card. And I'm like, okay, we can do that because it's an easy layout. It's so, there's one stamp, there's some embossing on the back, and you cut this label out of this layer right here. So that's so cool. Now, you guys, I should grab the kit so you can see, because I think that when I design the cards, all right, Julie, we'll see you later. Oh yeah, I did it, perfect. So when I designed the cards, I did grab out, you wanna, this is just, it's called paper conservation. It's a really cool trick. Just like what Kelly did on this card right here. Nobody really looks back there unless they're a card maker trying to scope it out. So what you guys have in your kits, one thing too, I gotta tell you guys, I cut one strip of rhinestones. So you have 12 rhinestones. It's one row all together so that there's not 3 in one kit, 3 in another kit, 3 in another kit. So you have 12. There's 2 big, there's 2 medium, and then there's 8 small. How you choose to put them on your cards is completely up to you. Just know you have 4 cards and 12 stones. So you're gonna want to put 3 on each card, and that's what I have done. And you might wait until the very end to put all your rhinestones on the cards so you can figure out, because I think what I did is I wasn't certain about who was gonna get big or small or how that was gonna work. So I think I put all small on my cards. So you might do like a big, a small, and a medium on one card, a big, a small, a medium on another card, and then all smalls on the other cards. But you might just wait until the very end to see how you want to lay them out, okay? The other thing, hi Feline, we just got started, so you're good on time. The other thing too is you're gonna need potentially a cherry cobbler blend. It's a alcohol-based marker that will allow you to color on your rhinestones. Ooh, rhinestones. That's what I forgot. They're sitting over there. So we're gonna have to make a list so I only get up once. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I have people do this in class for me too. I have them make lists so that when I have to run upstairs, so we need rhinestones and the boss. We need the big boss. And then we're gonna be doing embossing. Okay, you guys, I wanna only have to get up and just get away from you guys one time. So in your kits, you guys, I did all of these cards. I went crazy with Evening Evergreen. Holy Moses. I didn't know how much I would love this new in color until I started working with it. It goes with so many different colors. It's almost black. Like you can see it's green, but if you're not in good lighting, it almost looks like dark, like it's black. And so it really goes with a lot of colors. It's so awesome. All the card bases are the same. They're all 8.5 by 11, scored at 4 1/4. So that's the same for everyone. So why don't you take your card and fold it in half, and then you can burnish the edge. In your kit, each kit's gonna have its own ribbon though. It's just the rhinestones that were in one kit. And I think all your rhinestones were put into this kit right here. So if you're looking for them, that's where they are. Hey, Evening Evergreen is Feline's favorite color too. I love it. Okay, so you guys, I think in your vanilla piece, we actually cut out, so this circle right here, in your kits, this circle right here got cut out of this piece right here. Don't fret, it'll get covered up. This is called paper conserving at its finest. Okay, so you're gonna have in your kit, let's make some room. You have your Very Vanilla and Cherry Cobbler. They're the same size. Oh, it is a rich looking color. I completely agree with that thing. It's just gorgeous. Look, it's so pretty together. So you have your 4 by 5 1/4. So it's your inside mat and your outside mat. Okay, so that's gonna layer there. The vanilla. The vanilla is 3 13/16 by 5 1/16. So the first thing you do is you cut the circle out. When you're doing this at home, you cut your circle out right out of the middle. Because when you cut the circle out first, it doesn't emboss it. Then after you have your circle cut out, that's when you run it through the embosser. And it's the Tasteful Textile ones. You guys can kind of see like one of my new favorites. They got rid of the subtle, they retired it, and then this one came out after. So that's gonna layer on here. Now, I was smart about the DSP. Because it's a 6 by 6 pack, it's 6 by 6. You get 3 by 3, so you get 1, 2 pieces. And then there were strips at the top, which were left over, which is perfect. So you get 2 pieces of this out of every one sheet. And they changed this pack. I think you get 8 sheets of every color, which is super cool. So this is 3 by 4, and it's gonna be layered on a soft succulent mat. And the soft succulent mat is 3 13/16 by 4 13/16. So it gives it that little bit of succulent border. That's gonna get layered on here. And then you guys have about 12 inches of ribbon, and I'll show you how I put that on. And then we just have to do a little stamping, and then this card is so good. Like, my mom and I, so my mom and I always try to make our Christmas cards in July. every year. We've said that for probably 15 years. Let's do our cards in July so that we're not doing them on July or on December 15th. That's always our goal, but it never happens. I think it was this last December. We were still working on them like on December 16th. That's how it goes. So I don't think that I'm freezing. I'm trying to watch it, Mary Carl's, and I don't see that I'm freezing. So I'm glad that you you asked. Maybe other people are having issues, but maybe just get out of Facebook and come back into it and try that. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stamping. So on here, this one has the May your days be merry and bright. And then on the inside, I think we can put a star. I didn't put anything on mine because I think I wasn't sure what I was going to do. But I have a star here, and I think a star might look really nice. Oh, I have another idea. We can actually do some of that foliage stuff in the bottom corner. So like this card right here has all that foliage going on. We could definitely do something like that. So that would match the outside really nicely. Okay, so grab your cherry cobbler right here. Okay, and then you're gonna stamp. So what's nice is these are photopolymer stamps. So you guys can see exactly where you are gonna stamp your sentiment. Go right in the middle. When you stamp, go straight down and come straight up. Hi, Lori Sullivan. I am using cherry cobbler, Stacy. So that's my cherry cobbler ink pad. And we're going to leave that sit there. And on the inside, there's a sentiment. Let's see here. It says, Season's Greetings. I know it's super small, but I don't think that there is anything bigger. Oh, but I want to say, cheers from our home to yours. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Season's Greetings. We'll just do Season's Greetings. I know it's a little bit small. I usually like to have a little bit bigger of a sentiment, but it's still a sentiment all the same. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Sandy. Okay, so we're going to put this little dude up here because then there's still room to put the person's name, and then put your little love note at the bottom. And then there is a stamp that has berries. It's this one. So let's grab a piece of scrap here. I'm going to stamp some berries in the bottom corner here. I'm going to do first strength and second strength. And then just to put a little bit of texture, I should say color, we're going to just see once what happens if I put this, what the soft succulent will do in the background, just to create a little bit more greenery action. Okay, perfect. I'm happy with that. So that's the kind of greenery that's the stamps that are in here that match that paper. So I think it'll be good. So that's what you guys can do in the bottom of this card. So if you're looking for an easy layout for your Christmas cards, guys, this is gonna be a winner for you, I think. Hi, Kathy. Okay. All right, Jennifer, no problem. You can definitely catch the replay later. Have fun at your 4-H fair tonight. Woohoo! Yeah, last week we had our Fond du Lac County Fair. So I walked over on Friday night, and there was a lot of people out. It was good. It's good. All right, so we're going to glue the inside in right away. Let's get less paper on our workspace, right? So I did very vanilla with this layout because it just had more of the warmer undertones. Okay, so that's on the inside. Now, the vanilla piece can get glued onto the cherry cobbler. So if you're going to ask which side is the top and which is the bottom, with this Tasteful Textile, there's really no wrong or right way. Just pick whichever side you don't, I mean, they look almost identical to me, so it's a horse apiece. So that's going to get glued onto our cherry cobbler piece. Okay, now, I did glue this flat. Hi, Carolyn. I did glue this cherry cobbler piece flat onto the evening evergreen. So let's get glue happy, guys, and let's get that on there. Hey, Sue Sorrell. Okay, that's gonna go on here. And we sure did start with the easiest one first. Yes, Feline, isn't it great to see people getting out and about again? Yes. It's going to happen to everybody eventually. Sooner or later, we're going to be past this crazy year of the crazy, is what that was. And it was actually more than a year. We're going on almost a year and a half now, over a year and a half. So yes, it's good to see people getting out and about and getting back to some sort of normalcy. So those I definitely did dimensionalize and pop up. So here's this, it goes right over. So nope, Stacy, you have it, it's correct. It's very correct. What happened, I'm gonna tell you guys, for everybody that got kits from me, we did the opposite. We cut the vanilla circle from this card out of this base or this mat, and then we cut the circle here out of this, just so that it was the opposite. Not to confuse you, but that's exactly what we did. So Stacy, and everybody who's doing this class, your mats are correct. We did the smaller circle out of here, and we took the bigger circle out of here because there was more wiggle room. We didn't want to cut this circle out of here and then have it so close to the bottom and have issues for anybody. So that is exactly right. You guys, your kits are all perfect. Just know that this hole is bigger. When I made my kits up, I didn't do that like that, but I did do that so you guys could see how you want to save on the paper instead of cutting yourself a whole nother vanilla circle. Okay, good question though. Hi, Mary Ellen from Montana. And you're still in California. I love it. Okay, so here, grab your tear and tape, and we're gonna put the ribbon down. And what I'm doing is putting a piece of tear and tape right in the center, and I'm gonna pick off that waxy paper. So you're gonna take your ribbon, and what we're doing is we're weaving back and forth. And it's gonna go right in the center here. So the tear and tape, hi Carissa, hi Jennifer. The tear and tape is going to help hold it. So kind of pick the end here. I'm going to trim my tail though, so I don't want it to be too short. All right, and then I take my finger like this and I hold it, and then I put my other finger there and I hold it, and then I bring my tail, and you're going to have hopefully a little extra. You guys, I try not to be too mean with the ribbon. And then before you get set, just make sure you're happy with the way the ribbon lays down. I'm okay, that's good, I like that. So now what I'll do is I'm actually going to put another piece over the top of this just to hold it nice together and pick that off. And now if you don't want too much popping up, go ahead and put more tear and tape or like tape runner on the back of this, but I like to pop up a little bit. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on the back of this. The reason I did the tear and tape there is because I really wanted to hold the ribbon secure there. And now what we're going to do is put the tag or the circle right over the top, right in the middle. Make sure your words are straight. Then grab your ribbon scissors, and now we can trim our tails. So I could have maybe left a little bit more on the left here, but I'm gonna just do a good job trimming my, my edge there. And then this one too, trim your tails like this. So hopefully you got enough. Now, if you wanted yours to go a little bit longer, you had that much extra room. Just know that, because I think my mom cut 12 inches for everybody. Okay, so I mentioned that I left the rhinestones sitting over on the counter over there. So I'm gonna wait on the rhinestones, and we're gonna do all of our rhinestones at the end, like I advised that you guys might wanna do. So that's it, you guys. Oh, I should have stamped my inside on this. I'll have all the stamps out after class, so I'll have to do that because the in-person people will want to see that on there. So, okay. So you guys, was that easy peasy? Lemon squeezy. That is our first one. Done, except for the rhinestones. So we're going to hang tight with this one and set it off to the side and have it ready for our rhinestones at the end. How did that go? Yes, that ribbon weave is awesome, isn't it, Laura? You can do that with a lot of different circles, just weaving it back and forth. So many times people will try to attach it to the back of this circle, and then you don't know how it's going to look, where if you just put it flat down, you can always rearrange it once you kind of hover that circle over this. All right, which one do we want to do next? Let's do this one. I'm working our way up to that one. Okay, this guy. So, Jewel, I'm not freezing. I'm not sure if Mary, if you're still freezing, but I know that I'm not having too much difficulty watching you guys. I'm following right along with you. Life is good. All right. So our next kit right here is the one with the stockings. So I do believe that I cut all of your card bases the hamburger style, not hot dog at all. So forget about this layout. Your card is gonna actually open the traditional way, like this, okay? So sometimes when I'm making my cards, I think, oh, it'd be nice to do a hot dog style. And then all of a sudden when it comes to prepping, I cut everything hamburger style because that's just how it goes for me. Good, I'm glad it stopped. Well, no, I don't know that, Mary, I don't know if that meant it was good or bad. It just stopped. Okay, so in your kit, you guys, you should have your card base. Fold it in half, burnish your edges. And so it's gonna be a horizontal card, so just remember that. You have 2 mats in there that are, again, the same size. One is, this time, basic white, 4 by 5 1/4, and then you have your evening evergreen. And when you look at that, there is the, what is it, the Evergreen Forest embossing folder. It's a 3D folder, and so that should be all embossed for you. And then we have our white for the inside. Okay, the DSP, Designer Series Paper. I was smart about this one too, guys. I did a 3 by 4. Instead of doing like 3 1/4 or 4 1/4 and making it longer, I made sure to do it 3 by 4 so that I could get 2 sheets out of 1 pack. And that's gonna go here. A stapler. Okay, yeah, we need to get a stapler. Let's put that on the list. So, yeah, I gotta go run and get my stapler too. So, you guys also have in your kit a bunch of pieces. So you're gonna have 2 white cut stockings, right, that aren't stamped. They're gonna be die cut. But I also put a scrap in your sheet, or a little piece of white that, oh, thanks for sending it via Zelle. I'll let you know if it came through okay, it should. But you have a piece of white for stamping your stockings, but then you also have a piece of white, which is, this is for your stockings. Just measure them, put them together, and you can figure it out. This white goes on top of the cherry cobbler. So this white here is 3 1/2 by 1 7/8. And then this one's 3 and, what is that? 3 3/4 by 2 1/16. So those are what's gonna go here on the card. And you've got a little bit of ribbon. You've got about, I believe it was about 4 inches of ribbon. And then you have the 2 little holly berries. They're already cut for you. Again, your rhinestones are gonna be in the kit that contains this card. So just hang tight on those. So let's do our stamping. So the colors that we have here are Evergreen and Misty Moonlight. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty together. So let's go ahead and stamp our stockings and our sentiments. And our sentiment on the inside is wishing you a joyful Christmas and Happy New Year. So where do we have that? Right here. Lots of stamps, you guys. There's like, I know you can't see it all, but there's a bunch of stamps all over here. Okay, so we need our stockings for this one, and we also need the sentiments. So make sure to pull those, and we'll do our stockings first. No, let's do our sentiments first, because the inside, then we'll know where to put our stocking. Well, you know what? Look at this. So I wondered about the stocking. You guys are gonna have to give me your input. I put the stocking, so normally I would put the stocking at the bottom. I usually put stuff in the bottom right-hand corner. Well, I put the stocking at the top to make it look like it was hanging from, like the chimney, like the stocking's hanging from the top of the paper. So do you like that? Do you like the stocking hanging from the top, or would you rather see it at the bottom? That's what I'm curious. So while you guys tell me what you think would be better, I'm gonna work on some sentiments. So just be careful. When you stamp this, you do not want to stamp the sentiment in the center. You want it to the margin on the left here, okay? If you stamp it more to the right, your stockings are going to cover up some of your sentiment. So just be weary of that. Okay, so grab your Evening Evergreen ink, and it's the sentiment, the top. Yes, hanging, perfect. Okay, you guys are agreeing with what I did. Perfect, okay. You know, would you ever sit there and make a card and wonder if it, like, if something else should be done to it, or it should be changed? And that's what I wondered when I put that together. I'm like, what should I do? Should I put it at the top or should I put it at the bottom? Well, it made sense to have it hanging at the top. The one thing that hi Debbie Schultz. The one thing is, we need to talk, Debbie. I didn't forget about you all week. I know that I gotta get back to you on the classes. I signed you up for everything, but I just needed to tell you what I did for everything. So there should be a little hook at the top though. Okay, so it's okay, so if you don't like the way it stamps, like to me, I think that went crooked. It went down. Oh, I can't flip it over. Let's So the question that you have to ask yourself is, when the whole card is put together, will it not be noticeable? No, it won't be. Okay, I'm probably the one most critical person. Each person's always the most critical of themselves and what they do. So, oh, let's do our inside as well. So that looked, once the whole card's put together, it will be all good. So there's a stocking on the inside, and that's right here. So we're gonna grab Misty Moonlight, and there's two stockings. One is more filled in, and the other is detailed and less filled in. I took the one, hi Shannon. So Shirley, how you request kits is you gotta, I have a website, go to my website, and I have a calendar of events. I always post pictures of the cards ahead of time, so you can always look and see, oh, I like that set of cards, I'd like to make this these class cards. And then you can either, depending on the class, you can, oh, that's really dark. Wow, that's really dark. Let's flip that over and see what it looks like at second strength. Holy Moses, that was dark. So you guys, I got all brand new ink pads down here, and they are juicy. Let's see what second strength looks like. Well, that looks better. Wow, we're gonna go with second strength, I think. Look at that. That's dark. Wow. That happens in class all the time to us too. That's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we stamp off. You guys might find that at home too, that your stamps stamp darker and then you don't like it so dark, just stamp off. So Debbie, thanks. You've been busy all week too. And you have your niece's wedding on Saturday and prepping. Okay, so we'll connect in the next, after that's done, let's connect and we'll go over how I figured things out. And then Shirley, what you do is you go to my website and you pick out, oh, you guys, I just did the green. It's a good thing I had stamped off, and it was really pretty light. So let's get rid of that. I would be a little bit more worried, but that is so dark of an ink that I did not cross-contaminate blue in there because I had stamped off twice. So how many of you guys said to yourself, I bet she's going to dip in the green ink pad? If you would have bet, you would have been right. Oh, funny. Okay, so what you're gonna do, Shirley, is go to my website and you can find my classes ahead of time. And either they're, hi Kathy MacArthur, either they're free with a purchase or they are a fee. Sometimes they're only a fee. And so depending on the class, you just have to let me know what you're thinking. The best way is to give me your email address. Send me an email at chrismbertram@msn.com and I'll get you on my email list, because then as soon as I publish a class, then you can tell me you want to take it or not. Okay, so you guys, you can fit your stockings on the white piece of paper I gave you. So you can either try to stamp them directly on the die cuts that I gave you, or you can take the white piece of paper and stamp them and then die cut them yourself. I don't ever know, sometimes I do, but generally I don't know who has what in their Stampin' Vault or arsenal. So I give you the die cuts and then I also give you the white paper. Okay, we just have to do a sentiment here. And we're gonna open up the green and not stamp a blue in there. Hi, Judy Bobo. Okay, so we've got here, wishing you a joyful Christmas and a Merry New Year. And because I have the stocking to the right there, I'm gonna stamp this more to the left. Okay, boom. All right, so by the magic of TV, I already have my stockings die cut, so they're done. So all we need to do, I'll have that extra, that's okay. So we can start assembling. So let's get a little glue happy. Hi, Shar. Okay, so I like to get my glue out and do a few things at once. And I know that might drive some people crazy because I go a little fast. But you guys, it's all about being efficient. If you're taking the glue bottle, opening it up, and then doing that 3 separate times, it's taking you more time. So what I'm going to do is actually prep all 3 things that I see can get glue. So we're gonna do the small white rectangle. Hi, Gail. Hey, Lisa, thanks for sharing. We're gonna do the white inside mat, and there's nothing stopping us from doing, here, I should take this out of the plastic so you guys can see that a little bit better, so there's no glare on it. There's nothing holding us back from gluing on the embossed piece here. There's no ribbon that needs to go behind it. It is a more bumpily embossing folder, so you might choose to do a little bit more glue so it doesn't come off. So this glue doesn't dry super duper fast. I mean, you've got a little wiggle room. So when you put it on here, you also have a little wiggle room. That's why I love the liquid glue. It allows you to maneuver it where you want it. So we're gonna go ahead and let's get the top done. So make sure you got your trees on here the appropriate way. You want them facing up and not upside down. So that's gonna get put right onto the card front. And then you guys, just a disclaimer, if you missed it, I'm almost positive I cut your paper the hamburger style versus the hot dog style, which at the end, the card's still gonna look the same. It's just gonna open slightly different. Okay, so you can see how I'm wiggling around. I'm getting it just centered with my 1/8 inch margin around. Okay, so do you see how that went? I didn't have to open, shut glue all the day long. Okay, so now you have your piece of designer paper that is 3x4. That's gonna get flipped over and we're gonna put a little adhesive on the back of that as well. And then there's no top or bottom. If you look at this pattern, it's all a mishmash going every which way. So it doesn't matter how you put it on here. Just make sure you get it as centered as good as you can. Okay. Yes, that would be your luck, upside down. Okay, so this is where the trickery happens. I have a little baby stapler upstairs in my craft room. That little baby stapler is not near me. It is like on the other side of the complex. So I'm gonna go get a regular stapler and I'm gonna show you how I put this on. So when I first tried to do this with my stapler, it caught the ribbon weird. This ribbon is it's thick. And so my stapler didn't want to puncture through it, so it didn't get it nice and flush. So to avoid any of that drama with a stapler, I think my advice is you want to make it look like it's stapled down, but you don't want to staple it. So what we're going to do, now that I have to go get the stapler, I'm going to go get my stapler, the rhinestones, and the big boss. We're going to staple first. So while you guys are at home working on your cards, what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple it right about. So here's where we've got it. It's going to get stapled kind of above the word it's. Just put your staple right in there. And then we're going to tape the ribbon to the back. And then you're going to avoid any drama with your stapler not piercing through this, because what happens is it wants to poke through and it doesn't go through properly and it pushes the ribbon away from the paper, so it looks like it's not attached good. And you can't see it from the back, but just trust me, I didn't like the way it looked. So while you're waiting for me, I need about 30 seconds. You could put your staple in and you could already work on taping that. And then we're going to pop that up on here. So I'm going to grab my list, guys, so I don't forget anything. And you can talk amongst yourselves, say all good things, okay? So it's not all good stuff, okay? Okay, I think I have everything. So I got my rhinestones now, and I got my stapler. So, you guys, I have an office stapler. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So, this little staple here is actually from a stapler I bought in San Diego in 2000 and something, maybe 12. And it was a cute little stapler. So it has little staples. So everybody, and you guys, you don't have to do the stapler. Hi, Kathy. You can choose not to, and it'll look really nice without the stapler as well. So this is just to show you, you can use other kind of stuff with your card making. So just kind of look where the stapler comes, or the staple comes out here. So because you don't want to guess, so you kind of want to go. And once you go, you got to go for it. So I'm going to go right there with my stapler. Try to make sure you're straight. I mean, that would be good. You get like one shot at making it right. And we're just gonna go for it, and there it is. So you can see here the difference in my stapler. This is more of an office stapler, but you guys might be lucky if you have a little baby craft stapler at your house that makes little baby staples come out. So, all right, so that's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna grab the tear and tape. And it looks good without the stapler too. Either way, you guys, I just wanted to show you that you can I wanted it to make it look like the stapler, or the staple was holding it down. So now what we're gonna do, I like to, we'll put a couple pieces of tear and tape on here. Yes, actually, yeah. You get different color. You can get different colored staples as well. You betcha. You betcha. So you could find some gold staples. You could find, and so now what I'm going to do is kind of line this up to make it look like the staple is holding it down. Kind of center it. Hi, Sandy. We just got started with our second card. Okay, so there's that. And then what I want to do is I'm going to actually cover up where that tape is because I don't want it sticking. Yes, Stampin' Up! Sold the mini stapler many years ago, and that mini stapler was actually slightly wider than that. So I still like the smallest one. So now we're going to put a couple dimensionals on this and pop it up. So the reason I put tear and tape over the top to cover that is otherwise it will try to stick there, and then it'll be conflicting of what it should do. Should it pop up or should it be flat? So yeah, but that stapler, hopefully they'll come up with another stapler. So this is gonna go, okay, if you're looking at this, it's not centered, guys. Do you see that? It's actually over the designer paper by about 1/4 inch. And that gives us room for our stockings on the right. And you don't know that it doesn't go all the way. It was a little bit of trickery. So you can't see where the white ends there because the stocking's actually covered up. So you have a small one too with pink staples. I love it. Okay, so there's that. And now what's going to happen is our stockings are going to come. So that one's about there. And then he covers up the edge there. So you don't even know where the paper truly ends. Okay, just like that. So we're going to do that. So a little bit of liquid glue. You guys can tell I used up scratch paper. Okay. So this one's flat, and I believe that that one is flat as well. So let's put him right like that. And then this one, the heel is hanging off the edge slightly. And the stamp. Okay, so Nikki's asking on the other stocking stamp, is there meant to be a gap in the stamp? Design of the stamp rubber at the top. I just got the set. This gap right here, is that what you're talking about, Nikki? Like the white part right here? I think if that's what you're asking about, yes, I think that gap is supposed to be there. And you might be asking about something different. And somebody watching might, or listening, might have an answer for you too. So I'm gonna put the dimensional on the heel there so that it's gonna have some support. And then I'm also going to put another little dimensional right tucked in here to help provide a little support for the stocking right there. The rest of it, I'm going to put some liquid glue. Yeah, Shannon, I bet they'll come up with a stapler sooner, at some point. They generally redo things like that. So this guy's going to come up like that on the mold of the stamp. On the mold. Oh, you mean right here. Yes, that's intentional. That's because when you go to stamp there, it's hollow. It's white there, or it's clear. It doesn't actually stamp anything there. Where the other one, where's the other one? The other one's a full solid image. Whenever they don't, I guess when you don't need to put like here, I guess that is intentional. Why if that doesn't stamp an image, why put material there if you don't need it to stamp something? That's what my answer would be, I guess. Okay, so our little leaves here. Or holly leaves. So I did not pop them up, but all I did was attach them with a little bit of glue. I'm feeling that there's no support back over here. So we need a little support back underneath here for that one. So that's not hanging funky on the back. Okay. Well, where did it go? I could have sworn, oh here, you guys, it came right off. I was like, well, what happened? Okay, let's get him on there. There. Then what we're gonna do is put a little bit of glue right on the corner there, and we're gonna attach our leaves. So now if you look at your leaves, there's a more pointy end and a more like shorter pointy end. I'm gonna put it so that the pointier ends are sticking out. And so I've got one going off the edge here, and then there's enough glue there. I got plenty of glue action. We're gonna put that one right here. Just give it a second to dry. So those are coming right off of your stocking. And we just are going to trim our tails, and then we're going to set it off to the side, and we'll come back and we'll do all of our rhinestones at the same time. So grab your ribbon scissors. Now, I would make sure that the angles are going the same. So I've got this one coming slightly past the designer paper. This ribbon does fray, guys. I have to say that. It does fray. It just adds to the character of it, let's say. Because I noticed on my card here, the ends are frayed a little bit. That'll happen. Okay. So, besides rhinestones, that one wasn't too crazy. Thanks for sharing, Donna. Okay. Here's our stocking card, and what do we have on the inside? A little stocking on the right. So, all right. Boom. 2 cards. Almost done. Can't say that they're done. Oh, Ethel, I'm so happy you're here too. Better late than never is what they say. And thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's get that one put away. And let's move on to the next one. Oh, you guys like that one? Good, good, good. Okay, so we're going to clean stocking stamp and move him out of the way because I don't believe we use... Hey, Carolee Crab. Carolee, I got your emails in my other email address that I just set up. So I saw that you were interested in signing up for a class. And so I will be getting back to you tonight on that, okay? I kind of set up an email address. Well, I should say 3 email addresses all in a 24-hour period. And I checked 2 of them, but I didn't check one of them. So that's what happened on that one. Okay, so... we're going to do this one next. Okay. This is Christmas Star. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay. So, Evening Evergreen is the color of the hour, guys. So, let's put you back in there. And let's pull you out of here. So, I have my measurements in case you guys ask. Let's get that out so the glare is gone. So, this is the star card. And it's got that wintry embossing folder in the back. Use the layering circles. So there's a vanilla circle and a cherry cobbler circle. And there's a lot of layers going on. You guys, I love cherry cobbler and evening evergreen. I'm so excited to see all the Christmas cards you make that use these color combinations. Okay, so here's your base. Your 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You guys all have that. Take your bone folder and burnish the edges. Okay, what else do you have in your kit? You're going to have a bunch of layers going on. So you have a vanilla that's going to go for your inside. That is 4 by 5 1/4. Your cherry cobbler is 5 1/8 by 7 1/8. And I'm pretty positive, I'm curious, I don't remember. I think that I had Pat cut your cobbler, or Karen might have done it. This circle, or scallop circle, comes out of the middle of that. That's for paper saving. So that's how you got that. And then this one actually, you guys, I didn't do it on this one, so I'm really confusing you, I know. But your vanilla circles are, like this circle was cut out of the other one. So on this one, you're gonna have a smaller circle that's cut out of yours. And that's what we've got. And so you've got your vanilla here, which is just that layer on that. The designer series paper is 2 by 4 and 15 sixteenths. So that's gonna go here. You should have a vellum star, and I don't know why I don't have one in my kit. I'm looking for it. Well, we might get this card as close to completion as possible, but I don't see a vellum star for me. You guys have a vellum star, I'm pretty sure. Give me a thumbs up if you guys have this green star. It will look something like this one, except for it'll be super big. I think we'll get as far as we can because I can't run up this paper is upstairs in my craft room. But what you guys can do is you're gonna have to do the pokey tool and get your bits and parts all poked out of here. So you have these dies come from this bundle. You guys have them. Okay, good. So you guys have your green star. I don't know why I didn't cut myself a green star. So you guys, I made these cards up. I designed these cards before I left for Hawaii in early May. So these kits have been around the block here waiting for me. So, yeah. So we'll have to get as far as we can. And I'm going to talk to you about the vellum and how to put it on. And we'll do as much as we can. But I don't think I'll be able to complete mine because I don't have the star here. And I can't go cut myself one. Because I'm pretty sure I don't have any of the vellum down here. So poke out all your little parts there and get them out of the way. And, okay. I wanted to show you how I did this with the corner rounding. So, all your kits have it done already for you. So when you get your to-go kits from me, all embossing and die cutting is done. But I want to show you, because in class I'm going to have them do this in person themselves. So there's this is called the detailed trio punch. You can see that there's a little corner rounder right there. There it is. Okay. When you use this punch, you do not want to punch on the side where you think it is. So don't go on the side. It does not work good. I tried it and I got frustrated with it and I almost wanted to throw it against the wall because it wasn't, I don't throw things, but I wanted to. When you put this in here, what you want to do is you wedge it all the way in. It makes like a 90-degree angle. And then once it's wedged in there, you just straight down from the middle. Hi, Cheryl Thomas from Ohio. So right down from the middle, straight down, straight up. Don't try to go on the end. You will not be happy with it. So you get that wedged right in there. As long as you have a good 90-degree corner, it should just nestle right in there. And that's how you do the corner rounding. So this piece then, only two sides are corner rounded. On the bottom or the top, however you want to look at it. But that's what I've got. That's how you do the corner rounding. Okay? So I don't who just said that? Sandy says she loves her corner rounder. She uses it all the time. I love corner rounding. It adds such a cool look to the card when part of it's rounded and part isn't. I just don't think to do it all the time. That's honestly the truth. Okay, so now what I did is after you punch, because you don't want to emboss and then punch, because I think that the embossing is gonna make the ends fray in the punch weird. So that's why I'm gonna show you that I did the corners and then I'm going to run it through the machine. So let's actually do that. You guys, I don't generally do that a lot. So let's do that and pull up, this is the Big Boss. It's the new stamping, cut, and emboss machine. It's not new anymore. It came out in August last year for demonstrators and customers in September. Now, the embossing folders are right here. So, the thing with this one is, I didn't have her put it in all the way. When I designed the card, only half of it got embossed. But it doesn't matter if you do more than half because it gets covered up with the designer paper. So this is one of those 3D embossing folders. So with that, you use your regular platform. Hi, Sue Thomas as well from Ohio. Woohoo! Ohio is representing. Love it. You use the gray plate over the top and run it through. So just one plate, and I make sure that the spine went in first. You always want to do the spine first so it doesn't buckle. Okay, that's it. That's how you use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then when you take it out, it has that awesome texture on the paper. Love it. Okay, so let's see. There's not a lot of stamping on this card, guys. I left it very minimal. In your kit, you should also have one of the little baby double bows. Hi, Susan Reed. You should also have a piece of ribbon that is probably about 6 inches long. And your strip here is 3/8 by about something like 3 to 4, 3.5. You're going to trim your ends anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be longer than this. But why don't we go ahead and stamp? Because then after we're done stamping, I always try to encourage people, stamp first, then assemble. Because then if you don't like the way something's stamped, you can always flip it over and stamp on the other side. So let's practice what I preach, right? Okay. There's Teresa from Ohio. You guys, you're awesome. Everybody's like calling out where they're from. I love it. So, all right. Season's Greetings is going to go in the middle of this. Try to get it straight as possible. So the name of that folder, Shannon, is Wintry 3D Embossing Folder. So you can tell I'm marinating while I'm showing you the folder. That's always good with your ink. So wintry, it comes with a snowflake embossing folder as well. All right, so I gave that plenty of time. If you want a little less dark, maybe not hang out so long on the paper, so go shorter time. I think I like that better. And the inside. On the inside, I believe I have a star, and we could stamp something else. Let's see here. So we'll put a star down in the corner, like So don't forget your envelopes, guys. If you like to decorate your envelopes, definitely put something on your envelope to match. Let's see here. So season's greetings, and then we'll put wishing you a joyful Christmas and a happy new year. Let's do that in green though, to give some other color on the inside. Like this. Evening evergreen is our star color for the night. So straight down, straight up. Let the ink hit the paper. Thanks for sharing it to a group, Sue. I appreciate it. Okay, so now that's it for you guys. It's it for stamping. You're probably gonna think this girl doesn't stamp a lot. She just does a lot with die cutting, which is true. I told somebody else that I'm like, I'm loving die cut. The dies that Stampin' Up comes out with. Holy Moses, they're so cool. Okay, so what can we get glue happy on? We have our inside, and then we also have this vanilla piece. So we have to be very careful though with this vanilla piece, you guys. You have holes everywhere, I think. So you have to be very clever about how you glue this together so that you don't get glue everywhere. So yes, Shannon says always stamp the envelope. I definitely agree. So let's just do these two things for now. So the other thing you can do with an envelope is put the matching designer series paper on the flap. Oh, I love when people do that. Oh, it makes me so happy when I see an envelope. And somebody else not only did designer paper on the envelope, they stamped that flap, just the flap. So they must have masked around it and just stamped the flap. So that was awesome. So there's that one. And then you have on here your scent. To make sure you put it in this up and down the right way. That will go right on the inside of the evening evergreen. All right. Now, this is where we gotta get tricky because you guys have holes in yours here. And I'm almost positive you have a hole here. So we just gotta be strategic about how we glue. So you just don't want glue going through the hole, right? So I'm gonna do the opposite. Generally, I would have put glue all the way around here, but I think what I'm gonna do on here is I'm just gonna put a little bit, not a lot, just around like that. That is definitely enough. That's gonna work just fine. So then this can go onto your cherry cobbler piece. And then we are gonna put our designer paper down. Yeah, this card was so fun to make. Okay, then our designer paper, that was gonna go right here. I could have put that on the vanilla first too, no problem if that is the case. But this way, if you have the cherry cobbler down, then you might not put that glue through the hole of your vanilla, because you guys all have a hole in your vanilla. You sure do. So that is, you guys, if you learn anything from me, it's paper saving, being a paper saver. Okay, we also do that with ribbon a lot too. So no hole on the red. Okay, so I wasn't working smart with the red. So you guys had vanilla could go easily down onto that. So very good, that works. So I wasn't so mean on giving you such holy paper here. Okay, so you're putting some tear and tape or your double-sided tape on the back so that you can attach your ribbon tails to it. So now that there's adhesive back there, I can look at this from the front of the card and figure out, you can go like, as long as you're not seeing the DSP there, I would say, you can go up a little higher, you could go a little lower, however you want to do it, just eyeball it. And then once you get it where you'd like it, and get your tails tucked on the back side, and then I put a little more tear and tape over the top, and I will pick this off because then that layer is flat on here. And then pull out the liquid glue and put that down. And just go all over with it. Okay. Make sure you get it. You guys. Oh man. It's not noticeable, but I just realized that when I punched the corners on the bottom here, that the paper it's facing the opposite way. Like if you can look at the little leaves, they're upside down. Don't tell anybody, okay? No one will ever notice, I promise. Oops. So I'm curious, did that happen to any of yours? I wondered, because Karen helped me, my godmother Karen, Kelly's mom, she helped me prep for this class. She did all the die cutting, she did all the embossing, and so, oh, I don't know if she caught that or not. I mean, it's very, oh, I did it on my sample. Look, it's upside down on my sample. Ha! It's okay, I didn't even notice it until right now. Oh well, that happens. Just roll with it, right? So, I'm going to be putting my dimensionals 2 more towards the top and 2 more towards the bottom to create a track for the ribbon. Thanks, Shannon. I appreciate you not telling. Oh, funny. So I want to create a track here so that it doesn't have height there from the ribbon. And then that's going to go on the card front like this. Kind of center it. All right. Yours go left to right. Oh man, that means that yours are going like this. Okay, you know what? Honestly, I honestly don't think that when somebody looks at this card, they're gonna say, oh, those little things are upside down. So, all good. All right, so here's what we're gonna have to do is talk through the rest of this. There's not a lot to do left, and I don't even have rhinestones on my sample, so we're gonna put rhinestones on my sample. So the shimmer vellum though, I'll talk about it maybe a little bit more on this one, but the shimmer vellum is pretty awesome. It is Stella on steroids, so you can see how glimmery and shimmery it is. When it comes to gluing, that's funny that yours are left to right. Interesting. So it's okay. You guys, it'll look okay. Well, I promise you, when you get your whole card together, you're not gonna even notice like mine are upside down. For this gluing, these are very like intricate. I don't put glue all over the place. I just put glue in some random strategic areas in the bigger spots. And thanks, Susan. Looks lovely anyway, right? Yep. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna glue it onto your star. And then I just put little dots of liquid glue behind the shimmer vellum, and then that's gonna get glued right onto your card front. So again, you guys, I don't know if you missed it, but I don't know why I didn't cut myself a green star. So when it happens to you, don't feel bad, because I do it to myself as well. So this will get glued on here. And then with your little sentiment strip, you're gonna grab your paper scissors and you're gonna trim your tails here, or your ends. Just cut them at diagonals, something like that. And then I pop this up with dimensionals. So grab yourself a few little dimensionals. I would say 3 of them would be good on here. And that gets popped up kind of right over the center of the star like that. And then what you're gonna do is take a little glue dot, and the little glue dot goes on the back of your little baby bow, and that's gonna get tucked right on the side like that. So again, I don't have my shimmer green star, sad face. It's, I gotta go up and get it and make it. I'll finish it. So whoever wins this card for next week, or whenever I announce them, they'll have a completed star, I promise. So, but it's still pretty. Like, it still turned out really good. And you can tell here, like, the pattern is so subdued that it's hard to see which way it goes. So, but it looks lovely. You're right. So, okay. So we are going to set this here for now, and then we're gonna move, where is that one? That one is stockings. That goes in this card right here. Oh man, I got these all backwards. So that one must go there, and then this. You guys, these are my recipe cards. When I design cards, I always write down the measurements, and I write down what I use, so when it comes time to prep, I have everything. So he's not quite done, and I don't want to lose this little star, so we're going to take him out. Oh, that's kind of pretty too. You almost don't even need the green behind there. It would still look pretty without the green. Okay, so let's see here. This one, actually, you guys, I got cards coming everywhere. Like, what's going on here? This one is the 12 inches, goes in here. Laugh with me. See, I don't always have it all together either here. So now that one's, I have 2 cards that are the same card. I rewrote one because I couldn't find it. And wow, that's it. I made 2 cards for that. That's what was confusing the heck out of me. Okay, good. All right. Last but certainly not least is the Mac Daddy, I think. He's the most intricate, detailed amount of work. Are you ready? Tell me that you're ready. I hope you're ready. So let's pull this one out. Thanks for loving them, Angela. Okay, so on this one, I pulled in copper instead of gold. And you're still gonna have to do the picky with your star here to get all the little middle parts out. And that will go over the top of that shimmer vellum. Okay, you should have some twine. The twine is, let's put that here and move that over here. The twine is about 14 inches. So you should have about 14 inches of twine in there. You have a white inside. It's 4 by 5 1/4, which is your traditional size for a mat. And the white here is 5, what is it? It's 5 1/2 by 2 3/4. So it's the whole length of the card and then some. You are gonna have to trim off some of this, I'm pretty sure. I wanted everybody's to be a hair longer versus a hair shorter. The strips of designer series paper, I know, Shannon, these are so good. I love like these Christmas cards. I took a guess on how many kits to make, and I thought to myself, well, if I have any extra, I'll just make them up and use them for my Christmas cards. Well, I have none now. Okay, so these go here. So those are basically 1 inch by 5 1/2, and I definitely didn't use a whole mat because otherwise you would be wasting that whole middle section. You guys have a piece of white here that is 3/4 by 5 inches. It's for your Noel. Oh, look at me, I didn't banner my end there. And then you have the designer series paper here is 5 1/2 by 1 3/8, and that's in that paper pack, and yours is banner punched. The ribbon you have is a bow. I've already made your bows. So that's in your kit. And then your base is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So just get out your bone folder. Hey, Melanie Foy. Thanks for having me do a good job. Yay. Okay. Oh, stamping. Let's stamp first. Okay. The stamping that's done on this card, this one is using all the little foliage stuff. You can see over here, I've got this one, and then there's the berry, and then there's the other one. So there's 2 sets of leaves and the berry. And we're stamping them on our white piece here, off to the top left and the top right. Okay? This is where it's gonna get crazy. All right. Because you're gonna be like, wow, how did she do this? Okay, it's not rocket science. Or as US Cellular would say, it's not complicated. So, and while we do that, we're also gonna do, I put a star in the inside. So we'll do the berries, I think, to match. So here's what we got going on. You need a scratch paper to go underneath so you don't get your piercing mat all full of ink. And just know that this banner goes right through the middle. And there's these leaves. So there's a set of 3 and there's a set of 2. The set of 2 is up here, and I have the set of 3 down here, and I have the berries in the middle. Okay? So with each set of leaves, there's also a solid set. So there's a solid set of 2, and then there's a solid set of 3. So it's called the 2-step stamping. And on this, I stamped the outline in the evening evergreen, and I stamped it so that the peak of the leaf here is coming up to the corner. So let's do that first. So that's gonna come up near the corner, and I have one coming down on the bottom, and it's kind of going over the edge. I didn't want them to look symmetrical. I wanted them to look more random. So this one, I didn't have it coming to the corner. So that's what I got. Then I did soft succulent with, and you know what? I definitely, soft succulent and evening evergreen are so close in color. So close, I'm gonna show you a sample here. So grab the solid, and you could do, let's see what soft succulent looks like. That's what soft succulent looks like. Now stamp off, you got that. So let's do that and go to the evening evergreen. So evening evergreen, I actually didn't use soft succulent. I used evening evergreen at second strength because the soft succulent was too light. So there you go. So take your evening evergreen. Hi, Kathy Jackson from Iola. So take your evening evergreen, and you're gonna hover over the top until you get it lined up. And that's how you fill in your leaves. Like that. There you go. So you're gonna get more ink, stamp off, and then fill them in. Okay, then we've got berries going on. I'm gonna try not to, I don't think we need soft, oh, we'll need it next, so we'll leave it there. I'm gonna try not to stamp up the wrong thing in the wrong color. Okay, so berries are next. So the berries are next to it. So let's see what they look like. I'm gonna do them at full strength. So they're over here, one there. And again, I didn't want it to look symmetrical, so I'm gonna do this one more at an angle over here. Oh, Arliss is back from picking berries. You got rained out. I didn't know it was gonna rain. So while I have the berries in my hand, guys, I'm gonna pull in my white piece for my inside, and I do the berry over there. And I like to do my stuff to match. So I'm gonna do just him right there, I think, and maybe one over there. Don't forget when you do their inside, stamp off like that. And then we'll have our inside already done. Just like that. Perfect. That'll look good when that gets glued in the inside. We'll have to do a sentiment yet. But last, there's a set of 3 leaves. So let's move that there and bring this in. And then we're going to do soft succulent. And let's see how dark that is. That's good. Now this one's kind of peeking out. It's a little lower because I've got this kind of rounded hump going on there. So he's going to be a little bit lower like that. And then this guy's coming out at an angle this way. And let's just see. Yep, because this is going to go there. Now, if you even want more, you could do more. So I've got one peeking out over there. So you could do another little guy right there, and he will be seen. He should be seen, and that should be good. So you're creating a little cluster of your foliages. So, but there is an inside that has 3 here. And so we're going to stamp off as well to get the second strength, so it's lighter. So our outline is darker. I like to say inline, but our inline, it's not an inline. Our inside is going to be lighter. And so he's going to go, now if you like this 3-leaf one and you want to put some of him on the inside, you could do that as well. But that's, I think, it for that. Okay. We got to do an inside saying. So before I shut I'm going to get the red ink, the cherry cobbler ink. What do we have on the outside? Noel. So on the inside, we're going to do, it's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be something for something and something for something, and that's not all I think that's all I know. It's a commercial that they play all the time for a car, I think. You guys, I really do know my Christmas songs, but I didn't at the moment when I was put on the spot like that. So I had to put you through that to hear that. I did. So that's it for this stuff. Now let's clean some things, and then we are going to do some heat embossing, because that Noel is heat embossed with some Versamark. What stamp set are you using with the leaves and the berries? It's the Tidings and the Trimmings, Kathy. It is the Christmas in July card making class featuring Tidings and Trimmings. So all these little berries are in the set. Super cool. There you go. And on top of it, there are dies to die cut them out, so you don't have to fussy cut. Okay. Oh, that looks nice. Look at that. How beautiful is that going to be in there? I love it. I love it, love it, long time. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's glue it. Then it's one less a piece of paper floating around here before we do our heat embossing. How many of you have heat embossed? How many of you have never heat embossed? It was the year 2001, and I had never stamped in my life. And somebody took me into their basement where they had a craft room, and they showed me heat embossing, and it has changed my life forever. It always starts with something for somebody, right? And for me, the heat embossing got me. I said I was only going to buy 3 stamp sets in my life. Well, I shouldn't say life, because I didn't know that, but I said I only want to buy 3. I don't need any more than that. I wanted a set for man cards, a set for wet feminine cards, and a Christmas stamp set. That's all. That's all I was ever going to buy, guys. Yeah, don't even look at me now. Yeah. So I have you guys' bannered. Oh, that landed on my shirt. I already had yours bannered, and you should be fine. I had to do that really quick. But you guys already have yours that have the kits have that done already. So the Noel, it comes from this set. Yes, good. You guys have some of you. Yeah, heat embossing is a game changer. So I have the Noel a little bit back from the edge here because I have a little rhinestone there. Okay, so we're going to be embossing the Noel. And I'm going to put it right there. You need a gooey pigment pad, like a Versamark. Sometimes they make other, oh, that's our card base. We're going to put him down here. So let's get that out of here. You need a gooier pigment pad so the embossing powder will stick to it. The buddy is to help with static electricity. We no longer sell these through Stampin' Up. You can use a dryer sheet. There are other things you can use. It just helps with static electricity. I'm preparing myself. Finding the embossing powder. It's right here. So what embossing powder is it's tiny, teeny pieces of plastic pellets that stick together on the Versamark, and then when you heat them up, they melt together, and it is awesomeness before your eyes. It's amazing. So what you're gonna, whoa. If you don't have embossing powder, and if you don't have the copper, you could use a different color. You could just stamp it with a colored ink like cherry cobbler. You do not have to use Versamark if you don't have it. And the party that was back in 1995, or thereabouts, and that party was back in 1995. Is that when you started stamping, Judy? Mine was 2001, I think. You know, we all have a story. We all started somewhere, and a lot of us got hook, line, and sinkered because of embossing and embossing powder. Yeah. So I'm going to let this sit on here for a second. Boom. Now, I keep my embossing powders in little Rubbermaids or Tupperwares. So, and there's a little spoon in there so I can pick up. But I generally, if I pour it right on my piece of paper, I try to get it right back in there without making a big mess. And I shake off any extra. If it didn't stick good, I like to do it again just to make sure that it's coated very nicely. That's good. That's better. I try to cover it up right away so that when I'm heating it up, it doesn't want to fly all over the air. All right, now, this is where it comes in handy if you have a little paintbrush. If you do, you could take it and get off any little loosey-goosey ones that aren't supposed to be on here. Because if they're randomly sticking somewhere, they will heat up right there, and you're not going to be happy with that. So let's get them off of here. I can tell that there's a little bit of static going on here. Get off there. And as I was flaking on it, some were moving around. So you just got to be careful. Mine started in 1998. Yes, Sandy was 1995. Awesome. You guys are awesome. We've had some long-time stampers here. Okay, so the heat gun looks like this. And I'm going to turn it on. I probably won't say much while I've got it going, but you're going to watch the magic happen. You got to give it a second to heat up. It's like a toaster meets a blow dryer. You just give it a second to turn it into the heart, like for it to melt. Oh, here it goes. You guys can. I don't know. Oh yeah, you kind of saw that. I don't know how much you saw that, but I tried to get you guys to see how it changes. So you can see now it's shiny and smooth, and it's like, ooh, very cool. So that's what the stamping or the embossing is all about. Okay, so getting my thoughts all together here. So this right here, there's, I don't know, you guys can't see it so well in the picture, but I bet you can see it there. You see I have red splatters all over, but they're not here and they're not here, okay? Barb Johnson started in 2010. You go, oh, that's awesome. You got a good deal then. So, all right, Shannon, we'll catch you later. So, what we're going to do is we are going to sprinkle our color on here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move stuff out of the way because this goes everywhere. That's copper. Sue, I use copper embossing powder because copper is what the little star is here. So you guys, I'm going to clear the way here because we are going to be taking our Stella pen, and I have a block that is going to be used for dipping in the ink. Oh man, I got a lot of ink. Okay. That looks like it could be not good if you got like, you get that all over yourself. Grab a Stella pen. I feel like I need more paper. I feel like we're gonna make a little area here for doing this. This makes a little bit of a mess. So you're very welcome, Sue. So you're gonna take your Stella pen and you're gonna dip in to your ink. And I grab a scissors usually, and I, like that works, or let's say a bone folder. And you're gonna take, so there's red ink in the tip of your Stella, and you're gonna splatter. And it does, Feline, that's exactly it. It breaks up the starkness of white backgrounds, and that's what this was to me. It was stark. And you are gonna have the middle area covered, so don't concentrate so much there. And you honestly have no control over the splatter. You think you do, but you don't. It goes where it wants to, and it's gonna go all the way over there, and it's gonna go all the way over here. And I put a lot of ink on there, and I don't need that much. You can get close, that helps too. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm gonna bring this up here so you can see, but look at what's happening. It's putting little red splatters all over the back, and it's just giving it texture. We love texture. You can do as much or as little, but just know, like with anything with ink, start with less, and you can always add more. Depending on how juicy your Stella is, you might get bigger splatters. If you want to match the inside, that's not my inside. If you want to match, where did I put my inside? Oh, I glued it in already. Ha, ha, ha. Hang on. I was going to do this. If you want to match your inside with that splattering, yeah, let's go for it. There you go. We splattered our inside so that there's a little bit of red color splattered. And it's got sparkle in it too because we're using a Stella pen. Okay. See, there's splatter all over this. So just know when you do this, have everything removed from it that you don't want splattered. And to clean out your Stella pen, you really have to give her a good brushing because that red will stay in the tip and it'll go to the next thing that you color. So just make sure you clean her out good. Okay. Sounds like a personal thing, I know. Be careful with this. Don't get it all over yourself. And now I think we're ready. We are ready to assemble. So let's bring our sample back in here. Give this a second too, you guys. If you put your hand over this, it might smear if you touch it too soon. So give that a second to dry. Okay, so let's put that's our inside for that. Let's grab all of our bits and parts back. Okay, so this is what you guys have going on. We have our strips of designer series paper. The red goes up unless you want the trees on the other side, but I didn't cut the trees in a manner for it to be that kind of a card, I think, probably. So this, how I put these on, is I start on one side, so I'll start on the left. I'm leaving a little evergreen margin on the top. You're gonna have overhang. I promise you there's gonna be overhang. And I do that because I don't want it to be too short and then you have to shorten your card base. I'd rather have you trim it off on the side. And so that's what we're gonna do. So we've got that one, and now this one. Match it up on one side, as flush as you can get it. And then you're going to just let it create a nice bond with the paper. Now, this is where I would say grab your scissors and you can trim off that little bit of excess overhang. So I didn't want you guys having yours too short. So I know that I did that. Then we have our white piece. The white piece also is gonna be hanging over slightly because I just didn't want you guys to get your card and it to be like that. You see that green right there? No, no, no. That wouldn't be good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip that over and get that glued on here. If you do fan brush to do your splatters, then I use alcohol mist. That sounds like fun, Feline. I love it. All right, so that we're gonna do the same thing. Just center it top to bottom, get it all the way to the left margin, and get that on here. And then you will take your scissors again and trim off any little white excess overhang that there may be. And then what is next? Our green strip here. So this is where you gotta look at this. Now, mine goes closer to the end. I did not want it going that close. So when I put this on, I'm actually gonna bring it back, and I'm actually gonna trim off the left side here. So I do have dimensionals going on. I have it popped up on the right to make my banners. If you guys get to know me, I love my banners to be fluttering in the wind, and I don't want to go over, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this side so I don't get glue way too far over here. You love all the tips. Yes, you guys, oh my gosh, I just got glue over my finger. Let's get that off there. Yeah, when you help me give you lots of tips and tricks, or give you guys tips and tricks, because you ask me questions, and then that helps me talk about more things. I love sharing my knowledge with you guys. And I just love it when you guys can learn a little trick or a tip and make your card making easier, and you become more successful at it. And that's what it's all about. Okay, did you see what I did? As I started on the right side, and then I worked my way left, and because I didn't put glue all over that, I'm not gonna have glue mess hanging out that back end. So what I am going to lift this up, grab my scissors now, and trim that off. Okay, so you will have to do that. Same thing's gonna happen for this guy. He, though, does not go, I don't have him going all the way to the end. He stops underneath the star here. So what you're gonna do is kind of eyeball this. You are gonna have a little green over there, and your star is gonna go over here. And the bow is gonna go over the top of it, and you've got your copper that goes over the top as well, and the bow goes right over the middle. I'm gonna take in my scissors, and I'm gonna trim it already, like right about here. I gave you guys a big strip so that you could do with it what you want, and just get rid of whatever you don't need. And I am going to pop up that as well on this side, and use a little bit of glue around here. That. Okay, now that's gonna go right about there. Okay, so some of you guys, I don't remember at what point, oh my gosh, making the bows was crazy. So I made 60 bows. I know the majority of you got double bows, but I think I started making single bows. So some of you may have gotten just a single bow, and that's okay. It'll still look pretty with a single bow. And I would say only 5 of you did. So you're lucky if you got a single bowl. Let's just say that. A wink of Sarah in a spritz bottle, mixed alcohol and the entire contents of the Wink of Stella. Shake it up. Wow, that looks like a shimmering spray. I bought some shimmering spray like that many years ago too. And I don't know if I've ever used it. So, all right. So I'm going to make, that's a little bit big. So I'm going to go, so my nails are starting to get worn. So mine makes a smaller bow when my ribbon is at the top, and it makes a bigger bow when my ribbon's at the bottom. So I'm gonna go at the top, and you just get familiar with your bow maker, and then you end up with a bow. Okay? So that is gonna go with our star. So that's gonna go on here, and then our bow goes over the top of it. And we can't forget about our linen thread, okay? So we've got a little bit of action going on here with like getting this all done. So how did I do this? The first thing we could do is take our copper star, and you're going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back. Now, this is how the last one would have worked for you too. If you guys have the sticker sheets, when you do make more cards with your dies, you could definitely do that. I bet that would be very easy for large areas to do a spritzer bottle. I definitely agree. I bet mine was a purple shimmer. You guys, I like everything purple, so I know that I got a purpley one. Okay, so I just put a little bit of glue on here, and that's gonna have to sit right on here for a second for it to dry, because the back of the copper star is waxy, and then the shimmer vellum's a little waxy, so you're gonna need a second for this to dry. Feline, that is exactly what I would do. I would buy 5 shimmer mists too. So when my stapler, I told you guys about my stapler earlier, I got it in San Diego at a craft store. And I bought all the staples because I'm like, I'm never going to run out of staples. So I bought 6,000 staples. There were 6 packs and they each had 1,000. Do you know how many I've probably used out of all of them? Maybe 10. Poor anybody that came after me to look for staples isn't going to find any for that stapler. All right, so that's going here. And then what I did, I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, I didn't pop it up. Okay. Okay, so you guys, there's linen thread back here. It's back here. I call that a big hairy rat's nest when you do linen thread or any thread like that. So the struggle is real with me for this. So I'm going to be putting some tear and tape on the back. I'm going to use 2 pieces of tear and tape right in the middle of the star. You won't see them because the bow will be right over the top. Yes, if I ever need them, I have them. That is my mindset too. So I have a hard time wrapping ribbon around my fingers and then putting it on there. So I like to be strategic. So I got a tail coming out the side here. So I'm going to put a tail coming out the side here like that. And it's going to catch my tear and tape, right? So there's one. And then I have a loop coming this way. So I'm going to loop it like that. And then I've got a loop up here going this way. Okay, you guys, I'm being strategic about where I'm putting my loops. And my big rat's nest is going to not look like a rat's nest. I'm going to loop back one here, a smaller one though. I don't want them exactly the same. I don't like the symmetry thing. I don't like. I want things to look a little different. And then hopefully you have enough to come back and have a little tail coming out the other end over yonder, like that. There you go. Oh, and then, okay, you got to make sure it sticks to the tear and tape though. If it doesn't stick to the tear and tape, you're going to have problems because it's going to go all over the place. So that's what I've got, okay? So you can finagle them and finesse them a little bit if you need to. If you want littler loops, then you can just pull them. Once you have this where you want it, flip it back over and fill it up with more tear and tape, okay? So we're going to put one right over the top, and that's going to hold that part. And we're going to put one right there. And don't worry about the tape. You won't see it. The shimmer vellum is almost, it's not like a traditional vellum where you can see the glue behind it. You can't see the glue behind the shimmer vellum actually. It actually, the shimmery part of the shimmer part hides it. It's so crazy. So, okay, so now I'm just using tear and tape to put this down. Let's see where I got it. Okay, it's like, which was my top? That was my top, and this guy, well, he's gonna come out there, I guess. Okay, I'm okay with that. Then he's gonna come and figure out how you wanna see your star. Something like so. When you're good with it, there, by pulling that tail down as I pushed it down, then he stayed in place. Okay, then we're gonna use some glue dots to put our bow on. So put a glue dot right in the middle, and you're gonna, this is a big chunky monkey bow, okay? So one glue dot is not gonna work. You're gonna need a couple, and you're gonna need more than a couple. What I would do, and I think I did on mine, is I went on the back side of the left and the right to hold my bunny ears down. So grab over here and there. Oh, it doesn't work if it sticks to your nail though. You gotta get it off the nail. Okay? All right. So we got that going on. And then our tails. I definitely don't like where they're going, so I'm gonna find a glue dot and put that bow where I want to see him hanging out. I mean tail. You guys know what I mean. And then this one is going to go right about there. And that's where that tail's going to hang. Now I've got my bow pretty much situated. I can trim. The last thing I generally always do is trim my tails of my ribbon. So this guy is going to go like that. Because if you trim your tails right away, then they risk getting frayed while you work on the rest of the card. This way they stay good until the very end. And then this guy's gonna get a little bit of shortening up. Okay, that's what we got. You can see all the red splatters on the front. It helps to, there you can kind of see them down there. But you got to, if you forget and you want to do that, you could still do it. You just would get little red splatters everywhere, or you could mask off the area. Okay, so we saved the best part for last, the rhinestones. So let's pull out all of the cards, and we are going to get rhinestone happy. All right, so in your last kit were all the rhinestones for all of the cards. What I did is I cut everybody a strip, right? So there's a strip of diamonds, and I did that. So basically, when you have a sheet like this, I cut everybody a row or a column. So you've got 2 big, 2 medium, and then 8 small. So you have 12 and you have 4 cards. So doing the math, that gives you 3 for each card. And I have a cherry cobbler blend. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it, and you're just gonna I'm gonna use the thin actually. I just don't like fraying the ends of my markers by coloring hard surfaces. And by using the small end, it protects them a little bit more. So I will do, so you guys, if you've got a cherry cobbler or a red, like a dark cherry red alcohol marker at home, color your blend or color your rhinestones. It'll really be cool for your berries here. If you don't have anything, don't cry, it's okay. You can put your rhinestones on and they will look beautiful, not colored, I promise. They will look good. So 2, 4, 6, 8. There must be 10. 10, there's 14. Whoa, I think I gave you guys 14. I can't do math. I know I gave you 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You might have 14. If you have 14, then you can put 2 extra ones wherever you want to put them. Just remember the number with odds. It's always good to use odds for like floral arrangements. And so I'm doing right now is just going back and putting a little bit more darkness to all of them just to make them pop a little bit more. Okay, so I grabbed my glue scissors. Okay, let's see here. I know for sure that I want to use 3 of the small ones to make it look like there's little holly berries. Whoa, I lost this guy. He's gonna go right. Whoa, I lost him again. Hold tight. One moment, please. Okay. Not upside down. Right there. Okay. I think that that looks pretty spectacular with those red rhinestones, making it look like holly berries. Perfect. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, that one was the easy one. Now, this one, let's see, this one right here, I don't, because I've got some height going on, I think I'm going to choose to put a small one there. So I'm going to put that right about there. And then this might be good to use one of the big ones. Oh, the big one might look good on here too. So hang on, I'm trying to pull up my samples to see where I put them. Oh, there's some holly berries right there, but that's too big. This medium one, depending on where your holly berries end up, like this might look perfect right there. So I had a set of holly leaves there. So I grabbed one of those medium ones. There's a holly berry leaf there. And let's get you, we're gonna put you right there. Okay, so that's what I did with this one. I found a set of holly leaves and I put a medium-sized one right in the middle. And then I've got 2 up there. Boom, got that one done. Now let's get rid of one of these big ones. I've been trying to do that. I feel like a surgeon here with my scalpel. Scalpel. All right, so we're gonna put this dude right there. I'm gonna put a little one, and then we're gonna go for, this is the fun part, guys. Embellishing to your heart's content, right? Ooh la la. So we're gonna find a little happy home for him there. And we're gonna put this other big one. It's the most fun part, but it's always challenging. Like, where do you wanna put them? You guys. I'm gonna go right next to it actually. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't belong there. Maybe he should be in here. You know, we'll put him there. You guys are laughing at me, I hope. Laughing with me. Let's put those 2 right next to each other. And then you guys actually got a couple more. Oh, yeah, no. We'll put him right on the label. Perfect. Now you guys should have 2 more, I'm guessing. If I gave you a whole row, which I'm pretty sure I did, you would have 2 more. If you have 2 more, you could go ahead and put 2 more on this one right here. Just give you 5, I think. Okay. And there you have it. That's the rest of the story. As Earl Sampson, or his name, he was the farm report guy, he would say, the rest of the story. All right. So did you have a favorite? I don't know. It's really hard when you see all of them together. I'm drawn to that paper, but then when I made this one, I was like, ooh, this one's so elegant. But I love the stockings with the holly berry, like with those little berries, but the star is so pretty. It's so hard to pick one. So, like, you guys, if you are trying to find presents for people, like, you could make your Christmas cards up ahead of time and give them to the loved ones in your life, or in early December. You could give them a set of Christmas cards as part of their Christmas present, because that's a cool gift to give somebody that they can use it. So you get your kit. It should be there tomorrow. Good. So, okay. Oh, yeah. All cute. Love the last one best. We saved the most tedious one for last. We sure did do that. So, awesome sauce, you guys. Woohoo! We made it. Under 2 hours. Woohoo. So, Carissa loves them all and she can't pick a favorite. I love that when you guys say that, because that makes me feel good. They're all so pretty. So, and there's just like to see all of them. I'm staring at them. Isn't that what you do when you're done making a card? You sit and stare at it in awe, like, oh, I made that. So what's awesome is when you have all 4 of them together and you just see them. And it's so crazy how the color scheme of that designer paper could go with the white, and then it could also go with the vanilla. It blows me away. So cool. So these cards will be going to 4 lucky people next week. I think I should have them ready for Kelly. So Kelly is going to be doing next week's paper pumpkin class with you guys. The Adventure Awaits or something like that is what it's called. I had 3 extra pumpkins, you guys, and they're already gone before I even announced it. So those 3 are out and about going to some happy people, and hopefully you'll have yours ready, and you'll be able to put yours together. I'm going camping next week, guys. I took 3 days of vacation, so I'm heading up to the Apostle Islands, the Madeline Island, next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I will be gone, which reminds me, Kelly's doing Technique Thursday. Okay, so I'll still be doing Tip Tuesday, but Kelly will be doing your Technique Thursday for you Thursday, and then also be live with you. And if I can have my stuff together before I go, I'll look through all the people and do the drawing for all those people that have commented throughout the video, and then we'll announce who those winners are next week. If for some reason I don't get to it, it will be at the next time I do class, so don't fret. They will get announced at some point. So, okay, so that's the 3 cards. I want to go through with you the mystery card. But before we do the mystery card really quick, I just want to, thank you, Deb. Thanks, Feline. I want to show you really quick what's coming up. My email. I know a bunch of people signed up for different classes. So tomorrow, I still have, I think maybe about a dozen sets of kits left for tomorrow night. So if anybody was watching tonight and you had fun watching and you wished you would have done cards, you can still get in on my next class though. And if you go back into my archives, I had the Beauty of the Earth class on July 1st. I have sets of that left, and June monthly and July monthly, you guys. So I have like 2 Julys, 1 June, and 9 Beauty of the Earth. So, but I also have for tomorrow night is ink, paper, scissors, featuring the Timeless Tropical set, and they are going to be fun. We're making these tomorrow at 5:30 Central. And I know you wouldn't have your kits in time because the snail mail doesn't work that fast, but I do have sets of these. So if you are in the market or interested, this is called Ink, Paper, Scissors on July 23rd. It's $25 for porch pickup and $30 for mailed, and it includes a goodie bag with ribbon and embellishments, like an entire pack of embellishments and a whole roll of ribbon. So that's tomorrow night, Ink, Paper, Scissors. And then what's coming up next is on Sunday is a stamp class called Let's Just Stamp. And I have kits of this left too. I could get them in the mail tomorrow. And all you need are inks and stamps for this. Diane Bogenhagen's doing it in person on Tuesday night. So if you're local to me and you want to come, it's a beginner style stamping. they don't look like beginner cards because we love lots of layers and we love embellishments and we love layers and just ribbon and all that pretty stuff. So, but really there's no die cutting and there's no embossing on any of these cards, and which really is appealing to somebody who's just beginning, to show you how you can make beautiful cards without having a big plethora or stamping supply. Okay, just one stamp set and maybe 5 ink colors is what we used. And my kits that I send to you include all of the paper, ribbon, and embellishments. So this is Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, or in person with Diane Bogenhagen on Tuesday. Then what I've got coming up, I'm going to go through these quick. The bundle class for next month is featuring Simply Elegant, or Elegantly Said, and they're these 4 cards. And this is going to be sometime near like maybe the 3rd week of August. So this is a class that's free with a purchase, or you can pay the minimum fee. All the details can be found on my website at cardsbychrisb.com. This is sometime in later August. This one is free with a purchase or the fee. Then I have my August card making class. And this is the spinner card, you guys. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, look, it spins. Yay! Doesn't that make you happy? Our friendship tips the scale. So this is for the monthly card class for August. 3 cards, free with a purchase, or if you pay the fee, that works too. Mountain Air, Positive Thoughts, and then Measure of Love is this one. So those 3 cards are for like the 2nd week of August. Let's Just Stamp for August features Art Floral. So these 3 cards, this is the more beginner class. So this is called Let's Just Stamp, featuring Art Floral. You only need a few ink colors and the Art Floral stamp set if you want. Otherwise, you can use something else you have at home. And last but not least for August is Ink Paper Scissors, featuring the Sweet as a Peach bundle. And so these are the 3 cards. That one's a fun fold. This one's a cool fold. And so this one is the $25. You get the roll of ribbon and the sequins as your goodie bag, and $25 for porch pickup or $30 mailed. It's not free with an order. This is the Ink Paper Scissors series is a fee-based class because it includes a goodie bag. Okay, so you guys, we have a lot of stamping happening in our future, okay? And that doesn't even go to show I've got the Summer Creative Escape the first weekend in August, which is 8 brand new cards. So gonna be so much fun. All right, you guys, we'll see you later for those of you that have to go. But what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna announce who the winner is of the Timeless, the Tidings, and the Trimmings. So that this drawing is for my VIPs, my very important people in my Cards by Christine Facebook group. It's for my customers who have purchased from me in the last 6 months to about a year, or if you're on my team. That's how you are welcome to become part of the VIPs. So what I did is I did a video a few weeks ago, and if you shared that video and commented that you shared, I put your name in for the drawing. And Latokia Trigg, your name was drawn for the Tidings and the Trimmings half off bundle. So I'll connect with you. If for some reason you don't want it or don't need it and you'd like to pass that to somebody else, like I can draw a different name, then I can do that. But if you're interested in it, you get first dibs at it for half off. Congratulations, Latokia. Woohoo! Okay, cards right here. So from last week, we did the monthly card making class. And so let's flip this down. So for those people, what happened? I'm stuck with a sticker. Oh, well, that was interesting. Why is there a glue dot right there? Get you off. Oh my God, I almost got it. There it is. So on Shimmer Vellum, that glue dot didn't want to stick, so that was good. I mean, it wanted to stick, but I was able to pull it off. So, okay, so last week we did and we lost the name somewhere in the middle here. Okay, that goes there. So, drum roll, brrr, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So these were the 3 cards from the monthly class last week, and that's got a big glare, so we're gonna move that. All right, winner, winner, chicken dinner is Sharon Rush. R-U-S-C-H. I have your address, so I'll be able to pop this in the mail. So congratulations, you're the lucky winner of that card. This one was an easel card that we did last week, and that has the Seascape bundle that I featured. Oh, that was what was going on. It was the bow it got caught on. Well, there you go. That's what was supposed to. So that bow got caught on something. Okay, chicken dinner. RJ! Okay, your last name, Zasik. Zazik. I just butchered it like 3 times. I'm so sorry. But RJ, yeah, I'm not sure if you're still watching, but you were watching earlier. So congratulations. And last but certainly not least, Victoria White. You are the lucky winner of our Sunshine card from last week that we made. I need to add the black matte dots now that I'm looking at that. So I do need RJ and Victoria, I need your addresses so I know where to send your card. So congratulations. Okay. So let's pull up. You guys can watch me here. I'm going to pull up. So Kelly sent me a list. So we're going to look to see. I didn't even have a chance to look at it yet. How many people? Here it is. Mystery shares. So Kelly goes through and she lists out everybody. 49 people. So we're going to do 2 winners because I do one for every 20 to 25. So we've got almost 50. So we've got, everybody's got a name with a number next to it. So we're going to go, you guys, my technology is working and I have internet. Yay. Okay. So random number generator, and we're going to put in 49 people and we're going to hit generate twice. So let's see who the lucky winner is. Number 23. So let's write down number 23 and see who that is. Karen Everman. So Karen, I will have a mystery prize for you for sharing a card from Mystery Night. So we're going to go back and hit generate again. Oh my gosh, it went right to number 22. Did you see that? One of my favorite numbers. So 22 is Vicky Fritz. You are a lucky winner and you will be getting a mystery prize from Mystery Card Making Night. So wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's flip that back. All right, did I miss anything? Does anybody have any questions? Oh, there's RJ. Rhymes with paycheck. Paycheck. Rhymes with paycheck. Zaycheck. Zaycheck? Is that how I say it? Zaycheck. Zachek. Zaycheck. Paycheck. Zaycheck. Okay. I think, give me like 3 thumbs up if it's Zaycheck. Sometimes you need that analogy like that to figure out how to say things. So, all right. So, I think that was all the giveaways that I have. Again, if anybody sent me an email to Christine at cardsbychrismb or cardsbychristine.com or cardsbycrispy.com, just give me a second. I'll get through the emails and I'll be messaging you. And anybody signing up for like kits that the classes tomorrow or the class, like I'll get the kits out tomorrow as soon as I possibly can. So, and then I have to figure out a way to make sure I monitor that email all the time. So, all right, you guys have a good rest of your night. Lots of sunshine and love and hugs and happiness to you guys. We'll catch you later. Love you. Bye.